Malawi, I'm boy.
What's up, guys? What's up? Yeah, we're back. Within few minutes, we're back. Tell me about that intro, guys. It's a South African. As I'm South African, I've decided to go all African. So one of my friends, Wantali TV, go check him up on YouTube. He's a producer. He's a musician. He gave me one of his South African beats. South African house music. I'm a piano. So from now on, I'm going to go with that. I'm no longer going to do any hip hop or any other music from anywhere else. I'll stick to African music. So welcome back. Veta is gonna be back. Welcome back, Gundo. How you doing? We're back within a few minutes. We are doing people service today. We are giving them content back to back. We started with Alvarez stream. Go check it out, guys. It took us about 30 minutes. We were gonna try it for 15 minutes, but once me and Carl switch on the cameras, 15 minutes is always a lie. I beg, it's a lie.
I like your new shirt, man.
Thank you, man. I had to go switch up. Because I was seeing you wearing the drip. Unfortunately, as I told you, I missed out on that shirt. Hopefully I find it somewhere. It's a good shirt.
I love this shirt, man. See,
it's an amazing shirt.
It goes with black pants. It goes with jeans. It goes with light blue pants. It goes with anything, man.
This one goes with black jeans. It goes with chinos, brown chinos. This one also goes. Look, Puma trying. People were saying bad things about this jersey, but this jersey is amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah, it's amazing, man.
Nice and trim too, I'm trying to work out some more.
Yeah, I tried to learn. Yeah, so guys, let me just read the comments. McLovin says, from late to the first. Yeah, big up to you, McLovin. I know you were late on the other stream, but on this one, your first one, big up, guys. Love the energy. I love the energy from you guys, man. As soon as we took a break, you're back. More people are back already viewing. Guys on Twitter, get involved. Guys on Twitter, join us on YouTube, man. Come on YouTube and join us on YouTube. Don't make me switch off Twitter again, as I always do. And then you can't see free shit. Anyway, I'm gonna get G certified in this. G certified. You missed my new intro.
Oh man, you got the new intro good.
Yeah, let me play it for you because you're here. I want you to rate it.
Yeah, bro. Go.
Malawi, I'm boy.
Okay, that's what we're working with. G, we've gone all South African this time. Look at Cow is bumping in the back. Cow is bumping in the back. I can just imagine if I made if I got a Nigerian beat, Cow would stand up and start dancing here. So as long as we place him, as long as we Mr. Projan, as long as maybe we get a placement for Ake back to Chelsea. Wow, that's mad. Dag, yeah. Oh, Dag, how's your honeymoon, man? Congrats on the wedding again, and happy birthday to you, Dag. Lovely guy, Dag. Such a gentleman. Good channel, man. Good content. Big up. Keep it lit, boys. Yeah, we're keeping it lit today, Morgan. We did the J19. I told people in the comments, stop saying JA. It's J19. Let's just go with J19. JA is out there. Carl, you're on mute. Carl, you're on mute.
So I call Julian.
Yeah, Julian Alvarez. So it's J19.
My son.
Yeah. So Big Morgan says, "Good beat, keep it." Yeah.
Listen, I want to give Patrick. Where are my flowers? I got some flowers here. I want to give Patrick some flowers because when this thing came out, Julian came out. All right, everybody laughed at Patrick. It's not true. It's not coming. It's going to be South America.
Oh, you did. I remember.
Including me. I was like, nah, CFG signing. Nah.
Yeah, somebody called you out in the other stream, Carl. He said, Carl said CFG signing. So they caught you on 4K.
See, the good thing about the ability to say sorry and learn from your mistakes is the best ability in the whole wide world. When you're wrong, you say sorry, you learn from it, and you move on. Only a fool knows that he's wrong or she's wrong and knows that she's wrong, doesn't say sorry because you don't learn anything. So, Patrick, flowers to you, brother.
No, pick up this one. I'll take Aveta. I'll take this W because I remember when I said it's not a CFG sign in, and people are like, nah, it's a CFG sign in, and then people also attacked on Twitter saying it's a CFG sign in. Let's move on. So anyway, thank you, Carl. Thank you, Carl. And I also I think I've given you a few flowers on few players too.
Enough,
So
enough.
where did you get the shirt from, Ali? Which shirt? My shirt, this one, or the Gundogan one? I think Gundo bought it as soon as it came out on the website. I also got this from the Man City website. So the Janus. Okay, yeah, just 119 subs left. Yeah, Ali, we're getting there. We have moved to 160. Now it's 119 subs left. I might as well go in the street and start bugging 19 people. So we go on 100 things. So Patrick knows his stuff. Yeah, big up to you, man. My shirt. Oh, I got it from the city website, Ali. I got it from the city website. It was actually a birthday gift, so I didn't buy it myself. Somebody bought it for me for my birthday. So welcome G Certified and welcome Beta. I was just being giddy, Vector, and playing the intro for Certified for my African brother so that he can also hear a bit of it. But anyway, Certified, welcome. So Certified, how are you feeling about this Nathan Ake news? Are you on the I don't care as long as somebody else comes in, or you're like, you know what, this guy, why is he going after he said he's gonna fight for his place at City?
You know what it is, bro. Yeah, when it was Laporte that was rumored to go like a few seasons ago, I was more worried, right? Because obviously I feel like Laporte was at a better standpoint. So if Ake needs to go and we'll make, let's say 60 million, I can hear it. But we've sold too many players in one window. Like if this was maybe last season or next season, let's say next season they want to sell them, we're bringing in a replacement, then I hear it. But we're selling too many players. I'm hearing Salisu. People, we went from Paul Torres, De Ligt, Koundé, all these rumors to now trying to get Salisu as a replacement for Ake. I don't like it, man. I think Ake is a guy that's versatile. I think he can play left back. And the Cucurella thing, I'm looking at the Cucurella. Did you guys see what Ornstein said about that? A big fee would have to be a big fee to bring him in. So
yeah, and they're trying to offer him a deal at Brighton, but why are they doing that? He's got 4 years on his contract, and you're offering a deal. They're panicking, aren't they? I think they're panicking.
Yeah,
they're scared.
I mean, this is all games that clubs play. I mean, Tony Bloom is a smart guy. He knows what he's doing. These are games, right? Think about this, right? I mean, the reason they're trying to offer him a contract is because the guy probably wants to leave. And they're saying, look, you got to match what 60 giving me in order for me to even stay. He's gonna leave. It's just done. They're gonna have to make the offer, and then he's done. Probably be around 50 million, and he's done. They bought him for 15 last year, right? If they make 35 million extra on him, that's what, 200%? Yeah, he's gonna sell. They'll sell. Certified. Watch and see if he plays today for Brighton. He's playing today, this morning or this afternoon. Watch and see if he plays and how much time he plays. If he doesn't play, it's done, mate. It's done.
I think I think it'll be like Grealish. You know, like Grealish, there was rumors that he would sign on and Grealish left. I think we can. Wait, I can't hear you, Patrick. I can't hear you, bro.
Oh, you're back.
I'm saying he also played. Jack was even playing the preseason game. They were taking pictures of him. Him saying I'll stay, no comment. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think if we're serious about him, I think it's happening. But if maybe it was just a rumor, or maybe we just tested the waters and didn't like what we got from them, look, it's all good. If they want to keep that baller, keep that baller. But I have a feeling that there's no smoke without fire. I think then looking at Brighton panicking, posting his picture every day in training saying, oh, happy. And then your man Boom saying, if they give me the money, I won't stand in his way. I think there's rumors. I think they're just waiting for City. I think as soon as City just show up and say, here's 50, they'll be like, thank you very much.
Veda, coming to you, Veda, real quick. So let's kind of take this step by step and think about the strategy right here, right? The strategy side of the Veda, okay? Nathan Ake probably leaves for Chelsea, right? Based on what we're hearing. I don't like it. I think it's a crazy move, but okay, kid, you want to go? Okay, bring 50 million, 6 million, you can go. So he got his out the door. We know we need a left back in Cucurella. We also know we have Cancelo there. So you go for Cucurella, who can also play left center back and play left back. You use the money from Ake or Sterling to fund Cucurella, pay them 50 million. You got 2 for 1. You have the option of playing Cucurella, Zinchenko, or even Cancelo on the left, or Cucurella can play the left center back when either Laporte is injured or anybody else is there. That's why Tony Blue, in my opinion, is just saying, give me the money that I want, because you know you're getting a good player who can play in two different positions. I think it's going to happen, man.
Yeah, I see the strategy with what you're proposing there, but I kind of feel that I think it's a modification because Ake, I don't believe, I think we would all agree, was in the plans to remain here. So, and Cucurella, I think, has been rumored for a while to be coming to City. So I think in terms of like the back four, we were to believe, and I saw your stream even with how we were putting up, you know, first option versus alternatives or backup with regards to players. And I don't think Ake was in the plans to go. And you know, listening to the G Certified, even hearing your strategy, I do think that there needs to be the money that we're gaining from these sales. I think we do need to find a replacement for Ake in that left center back role. Cucurella, Zinchenko on that left, we got coverage. Laporte with Ake leaving. Now we're playing a little bit with that coverage because we're either going to pull Cucurella to come in at times, or for coverage on that left, depending on what we do. We now have the coverage of Cancelo, that's our right back, going over to the side. So yeah, maybe there's a promotion from the youngers.
Yeah,
not too sure, but again, it is good business to be able to make a profit off Ake. And again, for us, he's been fourth option. Bodies went down, so he's a priority. I think we need to let him go. I think we do need to let him go.
I think there's a balance, Vader, that we need to, and Certified, that we need to strike, because if Cucurella comes in, Ake goes out, and we get another centre back and Cucurella, all of a sudden, where does Cancelo play? Where does he get game time? All of a sudden, he's unhappy too. He may want to leave. So I think Pep is trying to make sure that he has the squad that he needs to push on all fronts, on most fronts, but keep the players on side. I think the interview he gave a week ago, he said the most difficult thing in football is not tactical strategy or 4-3-3 or 3-5-2. It's keeping players on side and happy. That's the hardest thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't surprise me that he wants the squad to be, tight, but also have some wiggle room, but not too much wiggle room, because then you get players who are high performers unhappy.
Well, yeah, that's actually why I rate Pep so much higher than Klopp, because Pep takes on the challenge of a deep squad, knows the importance of having competition amongst players, and looks to find that balance. Whereas Klopp wants to keep almost an 11 or 12 and not really have that much rotation, because he doesn't want to have to play that man management, personality, and ego management. But I think if all things are going to remain the same, I think City and Pep are showing that they're going to have a more reliance on the players that are coming through the academy. So maybe that fourth option that we need, like, worst case scenario, we do have some nicks, we do have some injuries, or he's actually looking to give guys some rest. Maybe he's pulling that fourth body from the development ranks. We may not, to your point, we may not replace him. We may just actually pull from what we have within the club already.
Do you know what it is?
Callum Doyle. I'm looking closely at Callum Doyle and sorry, GIF certified. I was just looking at Callum Doyle and Bete. For me, those two, I think, can be able to rotate amongst each other if they accept the fact that they'll be there. But Callum Doyle seems to be the one who's more developed and has a higher ceiling than even Ake himself. That's just my opinion. G, go ahead.
Yeah, bro. Now I just wanted to say about who do you call it, John Stones, because this is why I rate John Stones. I remember John Stones the season he was rumored to leave, but he stayed and he fight for his position, and then he ended that season, signed a new contract, and is staying. So I want players like that are ready to fight for their place. I don't want players as well that they don't get in the team, then they try and go. Remember Cancelo struggled to get in, then he started working harder as well. So this, and even Rodri, Rodri got a lot of trust, but his first season, Rodri wasn't that good. But he's worked hard, he tried to improve his game, and now Rodri's doing what he's doing. So I feel with Ake, the thing is I like about Ake is those goal line clearances. Yeah. That's what I like about Ake. I think that no one in our team, I think that last season was making as many goal line clearances. And when you've got someone like Edison that's gonna come out and sweep, you're gonna know. You need to know that Edison might make that mistake. So you need to sometimes make sure that your defenders are alert and ready to make those goal line clearances. You made three. You made three: West Ham, Brentford, and Arsenal, all away games. And the West Ham one especially, for losing that West Ham game, you know, that's a lot of pressure. So yeah, I'll always give Ake his flowers.
There's a comment here by McLovin. It says at Chelsea you play his best position LCB, and the sentimental value of Ake going back home like Lukaku. He says, jokes aside, 100% makes sense. It makes sense on Ake's side. Look, it looks like Ake is a Chelsea fan. I'm sorry, it looks like he's an actual Chelsea fan. So look, Brighton Honor says we have made no contact about their players. Okay, so Bete going on tour. Wait, let me just fix this house because that we can have these guys.
Yeah,
what?
sure.
Bete what? Oh, it's jammed. Bete going on tour. Contacts on Bete going to a 5-year contract is a big. Yeah, go ahead, Carl.
Yeah, so this Ake thing for me is weird because, I mean, you were at Chelsea before they got rid of you to Bournemouth, I believe, right? Bournemouth got relegated.
You came back on loan. He also came back on loan, remember? After loan, he went back to Chelsea on loan. They sent him back to Bournemouth.
Yeah. So Bournemouth got relegated. There was a clause in your contract that says that if you got relegated by someone, you know, Chelsea have what they call first right of refusal, which means Chelsea have the ability to come and get you before anybody else does. They don't. So they reject you twice. City gets you, make you a double champion. Then instead of fighting for and make you part of the Holland squad for the World Cup, he's going to play. And then instead of you fighting for your spot, you now want to go back to the club that rejected you twice. Here's what Chelsea are doing. Let me get very, very clear. What Chelsea are doing, in my opinion, is what Russians call the useful idiot, which is they'll get you in right now for 40 million, 45, 50 million, use you to stabilize top 4, top 3 next season. And when they stabilize and get the defender that they want, you're off to Crystal Palace again. I guarantee you. Because where Chelsea want to go to, where their eyes are set, what they've used in the past, Nathan Ake is not good enough to keep them at that level, frankly. They will go after a proper center back in 2 years' time, and Nathan Ake will find himself again on loan or out to Palace or some club, right?
Okay, so Carl, we have a Chelsea fan, Anthony here. He's from Total Football. Guys,
Anthony,
go and subscribe to Total Football. This is one of the channels I keep featuring these days. If you see I'm not on True City Fan, I'm actually at Total Football. These guys are good lads. So Carl, you've obviously, I'm pretty sure Anthony has heard what you've said. Anthony, this is Carl. This is G Certified next to you. Then that's Better Games at the top. These are the guys I usually work with most of the time. So Anthony, what do you think? What Carl just said that obviously Ake could have gone to Chelsea back again during the season of Lampard, but you guys decided not to trigger the buyback, and then now you're looking for him, and he thinks that maybe you guys will just use him for now, and then when you find better centre backs, he'll be back on the bench, or he'll be at Crystal Palace, your famous place where you dump all your players.
Yeah, I mean, there is certain validity to what he's saying, because we do this all the time. We try to get our players out of the academy, then put them, we loan them out to different teams or sell them off, and then put a buyback clause and maybe not buy them, and then pay extra and buy them back. That's what we do. It's a Chelsea thing, I guess. However, at the end of the day, I always liked Nathan Ake, even from the days when he was in the academy. He is a good buy for now. And just like Cal said earlier, he is the perfect buy for now, because we are not looking to be in a challenging position. This is my personal opinion. I don't think we are in that challenging type position, or we are at a club that is at strength to even go ahead and give a good title run. However, for now, as a stopgap, I believe Nathan Ake is a very, very good defender for us. Maybe, you can look at the examples of Christensen and Rudiger as well. Christensen and Rudiger were very average defenders before Thomas Tuchel came in. Rudiger was actually thinking of going off as well. And look at Rudiger now, ended up at Real Madrid after performing under Thomas Tuchel. Maybe Nathan Ake might have that type of a ceiling as well. We don't know. However, I do believe what Cal said is sort of right. Maybe we actually go for a better defender next year. We never know what would happen. However, I think, just as he said, it is a stopgap for now.
Yeah. You're muted, Patrick.
Yeah, what do you think of this, Anton? Before then I'll go to Veda, then Giuseppe. What do you think of this? What saying he's going to Chelsea for money, that doubling his wages? Do you think this is a fair statement?
At the end of the day, bro, if we need to sign players, either we need to offer the same wage as he was offered at Manchester City, or we need to offer him a pay rise as well. I just think if we are doubling his wages, it is what it is. If we have the money, pay the money. It is what it is, bro. People need to get paid. We are not Barcelona. At the end of the day, we are not broke. You know what I mean?
You had to throw that in there, isn't it?
I do. I hate them, bro.
Well, yeah, I like Anthony's, perspective on this whole money thing, because he just sweeps it aside. It's irrelevant. At the end of the day, it's a corporation, it's a business. They can pay employees what they want to pay them. It is what it is. If you can't pay the money, that's your problem, right? If Chelsea can pay the money, it's good on them. This idea about money is just, how much does Elon Musk employees at SpaceX get? We don't know, right? They pay them to pay them. It is. Yeah, I want to get paid.
And I'm a big component for player power, right? But in this case, I think Ake is obviously being enticed and lured to leave the club. He's betting on himself, like I believe he's done in previous years, to be like, I'm gonna go somewhere else and see and prove that I can play amongst or be first team player. So I think that's the challenge that he's posing on himself right now, because let's all be fair. As much as he's done, he hasn't cracked that at City, but he showed the ability because he's been a warrior whenever he's been put on the field. Also, with this whole money thing and money narrative that tends to happen, again, if a player is going to leave a club and they're happy at a club, a reason to leave will be, okay, to compensate, I'm getting extra wages, or I'm being compensated for not wanting to leave, so I'm going to be paid more. We can't necessarily maybe label him as only leaving for the money. Like I don't think that's really the case here.
I'm sorry, Wade. I just wanted to add to what you were saying. For an example, if you're working for a separate company and you're going for another job, are you going to go to that company and say, oh, this is what I'm getting paid, could you pay me the same salary? Or are you going to demand more money?
Exactly.
Fair.
Exactly. And this is kind of what we talk about, right? This is where, Anthony, people just have to use their common sense, right?
Exactly right.
It's just use common sense. This is how the world works nowadays. Money is a part of the game. And Anthony, I talk about last season with no fans in the stadium. Guess what? Clubs still made money on TV. This is the game.
Exactly right. And bro, like, just to add, like, for an example, people were talking about, oh, Raheem Sterling is going to be the highest paid player at Chelsea. Of course he's going to be the highest paid player at Chelsea. He's the only player who is coming in who has won 4 or 5 Premier Leagues. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
If you are a big club and if you want to act like a big club, you have to pay the big bucks. Simple as.
But for me,
that's
my
money. Opinion.
Let's not get it twisted, man. It's not about money. As somebody's saying about the World Cup, I don't even think it's about the World Cup either. I think he knows, he's seen the Chelsea situation. He sees that there's an opportunity there. He knows Thiago Silva. He's not lasting over 2 seasons. That guy will be gone after 2 seasons. Christensen's gone. Aspilicueta's gone. Rudiger's gone. So you're seeing that he's got a chance to be a starting centre-back and at a rebuild. You'll be paid. London probably might be an attraction as well. He knows the area. He knows the club. So, yeah, it's a good opportunity for him. And it's not like Chelsea or Tottenham. Like Chelsea could win something even next season. So he knows that it's an opportunity to start. But
we thrive in chaos, bro. We
love and this is why I like these debates, because Vete will tell you I couldn't understand the deal, but talking to you guys, listening to you guys, thanks Stephen for coming on, it begins to make sense to me now.
Mm.
I begin to see the light and I understand that, okay, this is actually not bad for the player. The player backs
Uh,
himself to go play first and
have you
foremost.
have you finally come to the good side?
Well, this is why we have these conversations, right, Patrick? This is why I always say that, and that's why I love these guys, because these guys give me the rope to be able to come on board, right?
Mm.
And when I switch, and I think it makes sense now, Certified. I think you're right. I think from the player's perspective, he's going to go to the World Cup. His fourth choice at City. He gets to play with Chelsea, top 4 club, is playing in Champions League. He gets to play. He could improve significantly. He could be the rock for Chelsea. Time to prove himself. So it's not a bad deal. We get money for him.
It is absolutely not a bad deal. At the end of the day, bro, for me, you put him next to one of the best defenders that ever played the game in Thiago Silva right next to him. He is going to learn from that man. He's only going to be here for one more year. Thiago Silva is only going to be here for one more year. We need to start building for his departure as well. It can be Nathan Ake, it can be Matthijs de Ligt, it can be Koulibaly. Right now, the list is endless. I have a book which I ran out of pages after writing down all the bloody defenders that Chelsea's linked with. And you know what I mean? At the end of the day, bro.
What about Koulibaly? Are you not looking for Koulibaly? Because I hear Koulibaly is 35 million, and I was just thinking that even maybe City can just throw a cheeky bid, those hands, just a cheeky bid. There you go.
We are looking at Koulibaly as well as a real viable option if de Ligt falls through, because to be fair, de Ligt is the guy. That's what we are looking at mainly. However, Nathan Ake is no mug, bro. He has been in the Premier League for so long. He knows the league as well. So the adaptation period is a little bit shorter than a new player coming in from a different league. So I am like a lot of people are not very excited about the Sterling signing. You might have seen it on Twitter where it's not an exotic name, like a Rafinha. You say Rafinha and people are like, whoa, you know what I mean? But for me, I love the signing of Raheem Sterling, and I think the signing of Nathan Ake. So you get to see that this is actually not a board signing. This is a signing that Thomas Tuchel wants. If Thomas Tuchel wants, he's got to live by the sword and die by the sword as well at the end of the day. If this is what he wants, he gets what he wants. And if he can do wonders with Christensen and also Rudiger, why can't he do it with Nathan Ake as well?
And the upside for City fans is this. Let me just share with you the upside. There are 3 upsides to this, Beta. Number 1 is that we get the money for Ake and Sterling, probably 90 million, maybe
Correct.
100 if we're pushing it, right? That's a lot of money, which we can use in the future or use now for somebody else. The second piece of this is the fact that we strengthen Chelsea, so which means that they actually can take points off Liverpool.
Correct.
Right? They can't take points off Liverpool, which helps us in the league fight at the end of the day.
Hopefully we don't take points off of you guys as well.
Correct. Even if you take points off us, at least you take points off of Liverpool, because all of a sudden there's some more balance that's there, right? Those are the 2 upsides for City. We get the money, we strengthen Arsenal and Chelsea to take points off of our biggest competitor of the past couple of years, which is Liverpool, because they've been right there with us 1 point all the way through. So Ake's not getting game time at City. We can take that money and invest it in somebody else, maybe a Pau Torres, maybe even a Koulibaly, maybe somebody else who can come in and play that role. Maybe take the money and get a João Felix instead.
Or Cucurella as well.
Or get it on Cucurella. Use that money from Ake for Cucurella. All of a sudden, you have a left back and left centre back who can play. So overall, I think that the board are smart and they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. We just need to trust the process and see where this ends up later.
Yeah, I think we're taking some calculated risk. We're taking some business opportunities and moving forward with them. The fan in us, always look at the change and maybe have some hesitation. But I think we've got to look at taking these opportunities because they may pass, and having Chelsea of all teams getting 2 of our players. I'm not the most happy for, because of I just remember them 2 years ago and the problems that they caused versus us, not only in cup challenges but the UCL. I, to your point, hope that they do become the spoiler for the other clubs, right? We're okay giving them those weapons because they're going to be such a problem for those other clubs. Um, in a crazy world, I wish they were loans so that when we do face them, they can't play against us. But that's another
Yeah.
story.
Then I've
Yeah.
watched you. I've watched you for, throughout your streams. I've watched you throughout every time you're talking on this. You seem like I get where you're coming from. You seem like the string is still tight to you. You're not happy with these two moves. I've noticed you're not very happy. G75. Before I get to you, man, let me just read these comments. So that people don't think okay. Milavin says it's a World Cup year. Ake is competing with Timber and Delete to start to Van Disney. That's Van Dyke, obviously. But he's calling him Van Disney now. Okay, going to Chelsea guarantees him regular football time. Remember Van Gaal stopped Timber for moving for a reason. You know, the other issue is actually Van Gaal. He keeps talking publicly saying if you don't play, you're not going to play. Why are we saying players to Chelsea are a big rival? Chelsea is not a big rival, if we're being honest. They're in a rebuild. I don't really think, unless they bring 7 players in, the defense is gone. Even Aspilicueta wants to go to Barcelona. Alonso wants to go to Barcelona. Christensen is at
They can take
Barcelona.
him, bro.
Yeah, Jorginho wants to leave, apparently. I don't know why Jorginho wants to leave. I don't know what's going to work for him. So here is another comment. Anyone who is not committed can leave. That's true. No matter who it is. That's how Real Madrid became a massive club. Even CR7, when he wasn't fully committed, Madrid told him, bye-bye. Get out of my face. Okay, there's another comment here. Ake wants to play in the World Cup, and to me, that is his main reason for wanting to leave. Another comment here. If you guarantee him more starts, then it makes a lot of sense for him to do it. I don't think it's a money situation. And then if Werner is 270k, of course Raheem would be the highest paid player.
Exactly.
And then the last comment is Big Morgan say this channel is great for football insight. Thank you very much, Morgan. Thank you very much. G75, you've been very quiet. I'm going to ask you a very difficult question, G75. Okay, so obviously Ake is leaving. And Raheem has left. I know you also took the Raheem one very, very hard, G. And do you think? Okay, let me ask this: do you think it's more advisable to buy from the league? Because to be honest with you, Thomas Tuchel might be smart here. People are laughing at Ake. If you look at the top of defenders, Ake is coming on a good ranking on the top 10. I think you're putting Ake in there. The Prem is not that deep. Let's think about it right now. So I'm going to give it to you, G75. Can you tell me the top 10 center backs you rate in the Prem?
All right, the top 10. I would definitely put the 3 Manchester City centre backs in there. I'll leave Ake out for now, but I'd put Laporte, Diaz, and Stones in. Thiago Silva. I would have put Rudiger, but obviously Rudiger's gone now. I'd put Van Dijk, Matip. I'd put Kanate as well, to be honest. And then you're looking at how many is that? So 7.
So Ake makes it, and that other kid from Aston Villa too. You know the other kid. What's his name? The one plays next to Mings. What's his name? What about Cody? Does Cody make it?
Nah, I think Romero from Tottenham makes it. That Argentinian centre back. You can
So
say
Ake
Gabriel
comes maybe
from
number 9, number 10. You can still put Ake somewhere at the end.
When you say Ake is better than Gabriel from Arsenal, and then and even Varane. Like forget like obviously what's happening at Man United, but Varane if he came to City, Varane would probably ball out. So yeah.
So basically, look, all the centre backs you've mentioned are untouchable except Ake, and Ake is the next best thing from all those.
I think Tuchel. I think it's a good deal. Don't get me wrong. I think Chelsea are getting a good deal with Ake, but that he's coming in to replace Rudiger. So I think they need 2 centre backs because I do think Rudiger was one of the best in the world when he left, and I think that will take more than just one player to replace.
Yeah, and
See, bro, you got to also understand we play a 3 at the back system, right?
He will look good in that,
right? They are saying that we also might move into a 4 at the back system. Rudiger at 4 at the back wasn't that great, but moving him to 3 at the back, which covers his mistakes, makes him look an excellent defender. However, I just think he works because he's versatile, bro. Nathan Ake is so versatile. A lot of people don't understand, like, because of course, when you have John Stones, when you have Emerick Laporte, you have Ruben Diaz playing in front of you, it's difficult to get game time over those proven players. He has to earn it. But how can you earn it over people who has been there and done it? It's so difficult for him to do. And this might be the chance that he gets to come to a big club in Chelsea and be like, this is what you guys have missed out of.
Yeah.
That's a fair
And
argument. Yeah.
that's the great point with regards to the versatility. I think the two players, obviously, that I have displayed behind me, I think the reason why Tuchel and Chelsea have put in such a strong request to get these two players is because of that versatility. Like we saw Ake last year during some of the most difficult, stressful points in the season, play at left center back as well as left back, and didn't drop a beat. And I believe in one game he actually moved from both positions. So that versatility is going to be key. And again, if they're getting Sterling out there not to be the key man, but to be a complementary attacking player because of his versatility, I think that's where they win.
Yeah, you're saying here's
so
McLovin saying City is moving like Oprah. Says you get a player, you get a player, you get a player. So what? Okay, so Carl, what do you think? Like people are complaining that City is giving away players. Do you think there's genius behind this madness?
So I was at the stadium to watch Nathan Ake against Atleti. Remember that Champions League guy? And I watched him, and I try to focus on him. Nathan is a very good player. I think that he will help Chelsea this season. My only thing about Nathan is that I always felt that he was pushing the edge. I mean, he was playing at his maximum when he played with us, right? He always just seemed to play at that maximum in terms of, I'm doing all that I can to play as well as Laporte and Stones and Diaz. I'm pushing myself to the absolute maximum. And now over time, he broke down because of injuries and he couldn't sustain that over that long period of time. The question will be, at Chelsea, if they play a back three, is he more comfortable with that? And is he able to really be himself on the ball and off the ball? But I think with us, I think that, are we going to miss him? I don't know if we're going to miss him because we have those three. We could get one more, but he's definitely a good player. Will help Chelsea Football Club.
Okay, Josh, welcome to the stream, Josh. G said if I go ahead, then we can let George have his say. But G said if I go ahead, what were you about to say?
Yeah, no, bro, I was just going to say about what Ake can do as well is with as Anthony said, the three at the back. Don't forget that sometimes the Chelsea, when they go forward, especially, their centre backs are they're quite wide. Like those three centre backs when they're trying to attack. So Ake has played left back before. I wouldn't be surprised if he even helped Chilwell, sometimes making, like Rudiger did, going to that attacking third, like you see Matip do, carrying the ball. John Stone does that a little bit, but not all the time. But mainly Rudiger and Matip when they kind of join that attack. So I do feel like you never know with Ake. I do think he's very short, but he's got such a good leap on him. Like he's probably the best. He's probably got the best leap in our team when it comes to just jumping. Like so, I always feel like with Ake that there's something that I like about Ake. But yeah, I do think if he goes as Kyle said before, man, I agree with him. I do think if he goes, will he be missed? Maybe not so much as like if it was a Laporte, but I do still rate him a lot.
Okay, so believe it or not, guys, believe it or not, I say it again, believe it or not, guys in the comments and guys in the panel, I say it again, believe it or not, we have a Bournemouth fan in Josh. So I'm joking.
That's a nice
Okay,
wind up.
Josh.
That's a nice wind up.
Okay, Josh, is Ake worth the transfer? You asked. I'm asking, why did you ask this? Why do you, what angle are you coming from when saying is Ake worth the transfer?
All right, so look, I never really saw Ake as this sort of top tier defender. Like he could come in and do a job, fill in a hole for a few games, but I don't think he's really had enough body of work to say that he can, I guess, be a leading defender. At least from my view. Like I do have to say that I'm very United centric, so I don't watch a lot of other teams a lot. But everything I heard about him, like he yeah, like I said, he can do a job, he can fill in a gap, but he's never really shown or proven over a long period of time that he's going to be the guy. And that's why I'm coming from that angle. It's like, is it actually worth it? Do you think he can be the guy moving forward if that's what his role's going to be?
I think so. I think this price tag with regards to the transfer speaks more to Tuchel and his belief with regards to his powers and coaching ability. Like Anthony mentioned earlier, because of what he's done with some of the defenses since his arrival and everyone leveling up, I think that's probably why he's like, I want this versatile player, have him in my system, and I'll make things work. I think that's where this is coming from. But if it was to just place him out there, again, I don't think other clubs would necessarily put in that price tag for an Ake. You guys think differently?
I asked a question, Vader, in my mind. It just popped into my mind. Is Ake going to get you to 95, 96 points in the season, playing as a centre back in their back three? Because if you're going to win the league, and in the cup competitions, that's a different idea. That's a different. It's one off. But in the 38-game league, playing week in, week out in a compressed schedule, you're going to need 95, 94 points to win the league against these idiots, City and Liverpool. Yeah, that's what you're going to need. Heck, Liverpool. Seriously, Liverpool lost the title by getting 92 points. 92 points, and you lose. They got 98 points and lost the title. That's the level.
Yeah.
Can I
That's
ask you the
another
same
stream. That's another
question?
stream.
But can I ask you the same question? If teams improve at the rate they improve, and if they start taking points off of City and Liverpool, would every team need 94, 95 points as well?
They may not need 94, 95 points. They certainly need 90, because then the gap between the 2 and the 3, we're talking about 15 points, 16 points. It's a massive gap to close, right? It's just these two guys are animals. I mean, I've said it before. They're just animals. They're just animals. Klopp is an animal. Hate him or love him, and I'm not the greatest fan of him, but my God, he's an animal.
Relentless, basically.
The way they just play. Think about this. A draw is almost like a loss.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that's the level of I was going to say quickly that's the level of the Premier League now. Like, everyone is improving, but all of a sudden you've got City and Liverpool. They've just both signed massive strikers for their teams, and this is another gap that you have to try and fill along with catching up. So in that perspective, when it comes to Ake, it's like, okay, I can't see him unless they can get a world-class marquee right next to him to form this strong partnership. So it's sort of like a Kanate, Virgil van Dijk kind of thing. I think the gap is still too large. Now, Tuchel, he's getting the players he wants. So that's a good start. That's a good choice by Bowley. Now, is that going to be enough? Time will only tell, obviously, but I still feel that he's getting his players, which is always good. It's always what you want. But I still have reservations because there's so much of the Lampard, of Sarri left over. So he's done well with them for what he's got, but there is more needed than just the one or two players that they're hoping to fill the gaps with. So it's going to be difficult.
Josh, I was talking to my friend of mine yesterday about people that complain about the summer, they want the season to start. My comment to my friend was, dude, relax, enjoy, take a vacation. Because from August through December, we are going to be saturated with football. It is going to be lunacy.
Yeah.
It's 3 games a week. It's World Cup from now through December. We're going to be... So enjoy the time you have right now, because it's going to get wild.
By the way, just to add on to what you guys were talking about, Nathan Ake's valuation, right? Nathan Ake plays for the best team in the Premier League. He has a fair few left on his contract. Also, he is a Premier League winner who actually stepped in to play more games than expected. You put all of that together, I think the valuation is pretty much correct. Maybe a little high, maybe like 5 million, a little too much. but
But it's
still, I
because we
believe
paid 41 for him, so I think it's because of that too. I think if we ever
right.
if we paid 20 or 25, we could have been talking about 30 right now. But also,
Guys.
let's just say you say he's a champion, so you guys, I think you have to be paying 50 to 45. It's fair.
Mhm.
The valuation is the
Car
valuation.
170. Car 170.
No,
70,
Patrick,
but-
for me, see this idea about player value. The valuation is the valuation.
Yeah.
It's buy and sell. I want this player. It's going to cost you X. You get the money. Fine, move on.
Mm.
It's
You know
what
what?
it is.
You know what it is as well with Ake, man. He's just maybe it's some superstitious, but now ever since he came in, we've been winning the Premier League, man. Ever since it feels like we're winning it before, but we haven't lost the Premier League yet with Ake just there. So
You just made all
now,
the difference.
exactly, he's
But
made, I think as a forward, he's good, but
I really like him, bro. I don't know. As soon as I saw him, a lot of people say, "Oh, you're getting, Pep scraps." Fine, I'll take Pep scraps.
Championship
Oh.
scraps.
It's championship
Exactly.
scraps.
Exactly.
Are
Exactly.
you accepting? Are you accepting it? Because a lot of people, even Daniel, how you doing, Daniel? Daniel says Chelsea are paying for a new signing thing. So do you okay? Would this hurt you, Anton? Let me just ask you as a Chelsea fan. You get Ake, right? And then you find from nowhere City start going after Koulibaly or Delete and convince them to come in. So they've got the target you're looking for, and now you've got Ake. How would that feel?
Bro, but do they also start over Laporte, Diaz, and John
That's-
Stones as well?
That's the question. That's the question.
Yeah,
That
and
is-
that's why.
yeah, go ahead, Vader.
No. You first.
This is kind of why I like this conversation, guys, is because we're not just talking, crap. We're actually doing using the medulla
Mental
oblongata,
gymnastics.
right, to think about these things in a very concise and a very mature way. And is the link going to come to City and be a fourth choice centre back? He's not.
No.
He ain't.
Uh-uh.
Right. So the question now becomes, okay, who becomes the fourth choice centre back? Can we find somebody, maybe one of Patrick's sons, Mbete or whoever else, to come in and step in and learn and grow, right? Or do we go for Pau Torres? Is he one going to come in and be fourth choice? Because Laporte, Diaz, and Stones, they're starting.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
yeah,
that-
and
that's
and what I was going to say too, just to add to that, is when we think of when we acquired Ake and the trouble and the panic we kind of had because we had so many center backs go down that season, and again conceding the league to Liverpool, we got bodies in. Now, because of the depth that we have, and to what Carl just mentioned, I think we don't necessarily go out for a big name replacement, but we go out to get someone that's maybe still in that development stage that we either bring through our ranks or get someone that's not on anyone's radar to really be groomed and to fill in when needed.
I think, Vader, what will happen, and this is just me thinking out loud again, I do this all the time, guys, so forgive me, I may be wrong, that's fine, I don't mind, is much like what we did with the goalkeeper, Ortega, right, for Stefan, who left out. The fourth choice will be somebody who's a little older, who doesn't need to prove anything or get game time to make a squad, but is effective and efficient enough to come in on an older age and do a job. Right, I think that maybe what we end up doing. Somebody from Spain or from Germany who maybe he's 28 or 29.
So a Thiago Silva type. A Thiago Silva type.
Yeah. I mean, Thiago is different. Thiago's world class. I mean, he's a world class. He's a leader, right? Let's not get into Thiago Silva is a leader that will improve any team. A little older, but he has the brain. But somebody who's around that age who will come in and is able to do the fourth spot and do the job that we need to get done. I think that will end up being what we do, because a young kid who wants to have game time, right?
we nearly did that with Sergio Ramos, but before he joined PSG, actually, I remember we were linked heavily to Ramos, but obviously we all know what happened with Ramos. He went to PSG. I would take someone experienced, somebody like a Thiago Silva, because at the minute I'm not too worried. The only team I'm in the Premier League that I'm really worried about right now is Liverpool. I think with Chelsea, they're still, even if Chelsea get Ake, Sterling, I still look at their midfield. Then I hear the fans talking about another centre back, another winger, another striker. So it kind of reminds me of what Man United are doing at the minute. There's still more changes, but give them a few more years, then I'll be a bit more worried. But with Liverpool, the fear is right now. That's my fear. It's like, okay, I know that obviously people might say it's just Ake, but for me, I'm looking at Liverpool and I'm comparing about how they've got Kanate, Van Dijk, Matip, Gomez. So they've got their centre-backs ready. If we don't have Fernandinho filling that centre-back anymore, if one of our players go down, and we're in a similar situation. Just know we got Rodri and Mbappe playing centre back in the running. That's what we've got. If a centre backs get injured like last time, we got Mbappe and Rodri, and imagine that Rodri hasn't played centre back yet for us.
Yeah.
So
which is why
There's a question for you here, Anthony. What happened to Kunde? What happened to Kunde?
So basically, the situation with Kunde is Sevilla is playing silly buggers with us. You know what I mean? And right now, Sevilla is in a situation where they need to sell Kunde to balance their books. Why should we overpay if a club is in an impossible situation? You squeeze them as much as you want. And you put in a bid where Brocolona can't do shit. But for me,
Brocolona still, you know what? Brocolona is still coming back with debuts because don't forget, their president was on Twitch or YouTube and people are giving super chats.
Oh, yeah.
So those super chats might be useful.
He's outside the Camp Nou with the ice cream bowl collecting money to pay Rafinha's wages.
This guy, he chose violence. You want Barcelona fans to come after us. Anthony, is it true? Somebody told me on the stream, I don't know if this is a lie. Apparently, the best sold jerseys in Barcelona is the women's team now, apparently. And it's not like
they win the Champions League year in, year out.
Yeah, and apparently they took the big bus away from the men's team and swapped the buses. The women's team used to be a smaller bus. They gave them the smaller bus. And they just say, from now on...
They got bicycles, bro, to ride to Levante and all these places now. They all
keep going. So Barcelona or Brocarona, as you call them, they also want Kunde. How are they going to sign Lewandowski, Kunde, Rafinha?
Bro, this guy Laporta is like a mouthpiece,
politician.
He comes out and he'd be like, "Oh, what's happening with Kunde?"
Didn't your owner buy him lunch yesterday?
Yeah, bro, because we had to buy him lunch. Can't even afford that. And right now, look at what they're doing. Like, about 2 hours ago, Rafinha deal almost finalized. They have bid the same amount. Yes, they bid the same amount, but Leeds don't know when they're going to get their money, right? So that is still on ice. And now Dembele is going to resign. And they said 2 hours ago, they're like, we can keep both of these players, no problem. And then an hour ago, we can only have one or the other. Which is it then? You know what I mean? And then he goes on to say, this deal is done, that deal is done, this deal is done. Okay, if it's done, announce it.
Barca's doing the not to expose too much, but when you got two credit cards and you're using one credit card to pay off the other credit card just to hold off, like Barca's moving crazy with the lack of money here. They're holding up so much business, and I don't see anything working in a way where Barca comes out as a stronger club. I think they're just they're just treading water right now, and I'm laughing at it because of the success that they've had in previous years, and seeing how, like Man United, no offense, like things kind of level set for a bit before they can improve.
Bro, after they sell out all of their TV rights, they'll be on normal cable. You don't have to pay for them anymore. Free to air, bro.
Yeah, I just want to talk about what Steve, I forgot his name, gentleman from Chelsea. Oh goodness me, not Josh.
Anthony,
right? So what Anthony's talking about is what Barcelona are doing. They've sold a portion, I think 25% of they sold a portion of their TV rights for 25 years. So imagine this. You sold a portion of your future TV rights for 25 years to a private equity investor from America. That is crazy. That's like saying, hey, I have a contract to do X for a company for the next, and then for the next, I'm going to give you a portion of my income, even though I haven't yet worked for the next 25 years. You're mortgaging your revenue stream to an outside equity firm for the next, not 5, not 10, not 50, not 20, 25 years, to the year 2047.
Correct.
When we're old and gray. You're mortgaging that out. for
Yeah.
present
Exactly. My
value.
child would be
It's-
going to university at that time.
It is.
but
It is.
My unborn child, bro.
no, but you
So,
have to,
so
you have to
basically,
get it from
Crazy.
so
both
Barcelona is working on
perspectives.
faith. Welcome to the show. Don't smoke. I'm gonna just give Josh. Josh. Obviously,
Josh.
Josh. I know this is for to Anthony about the caller, but I'm also gonna ask you, Josh. Both you and Anthony have got a new caller. Josh. I see your club United have decided to go
Yes.
for a golf shirt. The golf shirt. No shame, but it's looking
No.
clean. It looks clean and good. And then Chelsea have decided to go for Nike has given you the collar they used to
Nothing.
give us, where it goes ahead with a button here. So I'm gonna start with you, Josh, and we can go to Anthony, and then we'll go to Don't
Yep.
Smoke. Josh, what do you think of your new kit? Is it
You
better
know
than
what?
this?
I actually don't mind it, to be honest. Like I like it's got that retro vibe about it. Like it reminds me of those sort of early '90s, mid '90s Umbro kind of shirts. Not a fan of the collar, to be honest. Like at least the design, but I think it looks pretty crisp. Like I saw it on Fred when they were doing the promo shots in the top of the terraces, and I thought it actually looked all right. Almost made me want to go out and buy one, but I'm not doing that. I'm not putting money in them Yanks pockets. So yeah,
So this time you're not buying the kit. You're not buying it at all.
no, I haven't bought a kit for nearly 3 years now, so that's pretty much it. But no, I might get someone to gift it to me actually. That way I don't feel guilty. But I don't mind it actually. It's pretty good. Actually, can I just quickly jump on in on Barcelona point? I've got to head off after that. But
Yeah, go ahead, Josh, go ahead.
yeah, just I'll make it super quick. Something that not a lot of people have actually spoken about is that all of these economic levers that they've activated, that only balances the books essentially for right now moving into the next season. Now, as Candelorian rightly said, that's minimizing the amount of income they're getting in the future. Now, just because they're going to be balancing the books for now, that still doesn't mean that they're going to be able to pay off all the deferred salaries and all of this extra stuff. So I don't know why they've got all of these people waiting in the wings. Like they're waiting for the United Frankie de Jong thing to fall, that first domino to collapse, and then they can register someone, get someone else sold, register someone else. Yeah, they're basically in a massive scattergun approach. But this time next year, they're going to be in the exact same situation unless they manage to convince players to negotiate down their weeklies. So they've shot themselves in the foot doing this. No one talks about that. They're just like, okay, well, Barcelona are now free to spend. That's not the case. The fact is they basically just, what's the word? They basically just don't quench their thirst, but they're not actually hydrated. That's the best analogy I can think of. So moving forward, they're still in massive trouble. And honestly, I don't know if anyone else agrees, but I'm so happy to see it. I really am.
I am so happy to see it.
Me and Anthony on our streams, we've got the agendas.
You guys are evil. You guys are evil human beings. You're here celebrating
No,
the downfall
no.
of Barcelona.
No,
They did us dirty in 2009. I
Welcome
have
to
a
the club.
club.
United are dead now. Welcome to the club. We can misery loves company, so we're all like, you know.
That's good. Okay,
Just-
don't smoke. Yeah, go.
Yeah, I'll go bounce, guys. Blame me on, man. I'll see you next time.
Thank you, Josh, man. You're always welcome here, man. You're always welcome. You're always welcome.
Yeah. Cheers,
Jump
guys.
on
Catches.
whenever. Yeah, good. So don't smoke. Don't smoke. Nathan
Alright.
Ake. He's
You know,
leaving.
what I'm saying, before I even get to Ake, to talk about the Barcelona thing, I think
Everybody hates
it's much more simpler when we look at it from one perspective, right? But then we have to look at it from both, right? It's like, let's say during COVID, right? Certain times you have to make certain sacrifices just to stay operational. Forget about future profits and whatnot. It's pointless thinking about all this future whatnot if there is no future, because the state that the club was in, it needed some dramatic decisions just to balance the books, because that Bartomeu guy really screwed these guys over. Like if you heard when Laporta Jr. was explaining how much debts they were in, and it's like he says like it's worse than what this guy said. It was way worse. So at times you may sell 25%, but in order to secure hope that there will be a future to get that 75%, right? So from one point of view, it looks ludicrous or madness, but from a business point of view, it's more of survival. We're trying to just make sure that we can stay in the game. Forget about even winning or competing. Let us at least be in the game. So yes, as much as it's funny from the outside, but if we were in the same situation, I feel as if we would also have to pull some dramatic strings just to stay operational. So it's what it is. Regarding Ake,
Oh wait, don't. Let me just read these comments because there's a few people in here. It says Kevin Phillips can play CB if needed, but City are going to get another CB. No, well, look, man. As much as I would agree that I don't want to start seeing CTMs playing CBs anymore, guys. 12 days left until our first game. I can't not wait. I cannot wait to. Barcelona is getting Kunde, Rafinha. Sorry, Chelsea fans. No one wants to go to Stamford Bridge. That's quite funny. They have no money, but all your defense. Look at the star lineup. Yes, Annie, how you doing, man? Yeah, I don't know what we've seen on this star lineup, man. 25% only La Liga TV rights, and it's not even 25% yet. Only 10% has been sold so far. I don't know why they're selling. They're selling just for how many R9 shirts will Lads sell this season? Probably zero because he's leaving now. City's home kit is awesome. Yeah, it's one of the best. Dedicated to Colin Bell, whose start is going to be belt with Mike Summerby very soon. Okay, so where have you been? Don't smoke. You missed the party. Chelsea and United fans, Barca are going where? You will see in 2 years' time when Barca is lifting the UCL trophy. This must be a Barca fan. Exactly, don't smoke. We're hustling out here. Exactly, don't smoke. But May ruined us. Laporte is trying to steer the ship around. I hear Laporte failed to pay for his dinner, man. Can you verify that?
you
Kevin
can't tell
Phillips at
me
the back
that,
is
man.
definitely not ideal. Yeah. Tip up says Kevin Phillips at CB definitely not ideal. XCB that played CDM now, like Declan Rice look worse. Yeah, that's true. So anyway, don't smoke. Do you want to talk about Ake? Then we'll go to G certified Veta. Then Kao, as I see, he's already started doing his work. The man is multitasking. So we'll start with Don't Smoke. After Don't Smoke, go to G certified, then Veta, then we'll go to Kao. You tell us about Ake, then I can just ask the guys what they're looking forward to this Sunday as they're revealing the new players. Go ahead, Don't Smoke.
I'm saying one thing I like about City is as much as we love our players, we don't stand in their way. Should they feel as if they can make a better career elsewhere, right? And that's signs of a good business, whereby we're happy to keep you, but if you feel that no, you better off elsewhere, as long as you can match our demands, you're free to go, right? And what that helps in it allows future prospects to not be scared to come here because they know we're not gonna hold them for ransom should things not work out. And you see it in most clubs whereby the player wants to go. Like for example, look at West Ham. Look at Rice at West Ham. Right, he's being overpriced in the markets just so he stays. So the thing is, especially when you're a smaller club, is prospects are scared to sign a big contract. Look at Kane. They're like, ish, if is like there is an honor, right? That should a better offer come, you guys are gonna hold me. So at the end of the day, all we can do is thank Ake. I feel he's been very professional, right? When he comes in, there's no fuss about it. Goes about his business as if he plays every week. Because there's many players who could just go in and put a stinker because they know they're like, what the fuck, man. Next, I'm not guaranteed to play next game, so why should I give my all? But when he comes on, he plays with his heart, and I believe that's what we miss in this game because there's a lot of mercenaries out here whereby they're happy to be paid, and when you put them on, they just don't care.
Yeah,
I
the drop
feel
stinkers. Yeah.
exactly. I think it's hard to find a quality third or fourth option who's willing to be on the bench and come on. Right. If you look at most teams, hence I feel as if we have the best third or fourth options in the whole league at center back. Center back. Look at most teams. They first pairing is the best. And after that the standard drops heavy. Hence at times we could sub in Ake or whoever and we don't really drop in performance. Right. So I think we're gonna miss that, right? Because it's hard to find a quality player who's willing to come in third or fourth choice. That's just the reality of the game, right? And especially with this being a World Cup year, most players want to be playing for that spot for their country. So what I would like is us to use an option from the academy, right? Because at the same time, as much as we have players from the academy going through in midfield and attack, no one has really came in from defense. So you also want
Facts.
to
Yeah,
give
facts.
you also want to give these young lads hope that look, there's a pathway into the team. This player is an example. So I feel as if that if we can, I think is it Mbete who just extended his
Mbete,
contract?
Mbete and Colum Doya, the two
Well,
standing
I
out right
feel
now.
as if because let's be honest, last season the way the season ended was more of a freakish, whereby two of your starting center backs are injured. You hardly get that season after season. So I feel as if we shouldn't buy a replacement and trust with these lads, just for confidence as well. Point of view for the fans as well. They want to see the prospect from the hometown coming into the team. So I'm happy for Ake. No one can fault him here for effort or commitment. Whenever he got the chance, he gave us his best, and that's all we can ask. And that's my take on Ake.
That's very beautiful, man. Don, I almost dropped a tear, man. Especially that last part. Very amazing, Don, as always, man. Anthony says he had to leave. He knew you had troubles with the wife. No, it happens, Anthony, man. It had to be, you enjoy your honeymoon and don't smoke and saying the truth. Maybe it's time we look for the kids. Certified. Any last words before we close the stream? Then I'm gonna go to better than Carl.
Yeah, well, just it looks like the window's starting to come to. You can start to see who's going to come in and who's not going to come in. I do think all I'll say is that I'm happy Bernardo, because it does look like Bernardo's going to stay. It does look like that, so that's a big boost. To be honest, the only person I don't really see us signing too many other players. I do think that the only guys that are going to leave now, Sterling, Ake. I do think Ake is probably going to be on his way out. I don't think we're going to get a replacement for either, to be honest. Especially Sterling. I don't think that replacement's going to come in. Maybe we'll get Cucurella, and then I think we'll just go into the season like that. I think that with Ake, there's going to be...
Certified. Did you see the news that are saying that, okay, I'm going to give you 4 things. I know I keep mentioning Callum Doyle, and everybody keeps ignoring me in the chat about Callum Doyle, but Callum Doyle is saying he's going back to his pioneer club. Goodbye. Nobody ever says that on a loan, you know. All they say is I'm gone. They never say specify. Then you've heard the news today by Jack, who's most reliable. He says Delap, Kaiki, and what's the third one? Markety will be given the opportunity in the first team.
Yeah, I won't be surprised, to be honest. And even who do you call it, that Kabore guy, rejected a bid apparently from Southampton for like 17.
Yeah, 17 is a lot of money. 17 was a lot of money for them to reject, man. That's a lot of money for somebody who hasn't really played a high level, you know.
Exactly, and he was Young African Cup Nations, I think, player of the tournament. I think
player of the tournament. Yeah, he was. Yeah,
incredible. Man. Did you watch him? Incredible. Nobody went past him.
Yeah, so to be fair, that we do have some very good young players, and I will, if they do believe that these guys are ready to start in the team and they come in, I'll be happy with especially, I don't know about Delap. To be honest, I'm not sure about where Delap's going to fit in this season. But I think if you're Markety...
Me and Kyle were thinking that maybe Alvarez will will mostly feature in the wings, because you saw his interview. He says, I'm very good as a winger. And Aguero said that Alvarez was a winger until, obviously, River Plate wanted somebody down the middle when that striker was injured. So that's when they brought down the middle. So he was saying in his interview, we was doing a stream before, me and Kyle, about J19, as we call him, not JA. Don't say JA. That sounds whack. It's J19, just J19, not JA. So Certified, we were saying, looking at his interview, he says he's going to play in the wing. So maybe Delap will stay to play a sort of second string striker if things go bad. You never know.
Patrick, funny enough, I think Alvarez is actually the Jesus replacement. That's how I see him as. Because if you look at his movement, right, I feel as if he's got similar movements to Jesus, but he's a better finisher. And even pressing, man, I think I watched the last. This boy presses all the way to tracks back. So as I'm saying, I feel as if he's there to take that Jesus role, whereby they can play both middle. And I even think he's a better false 9 than Jesus, man.
We talked about it on the earlier stream, the Alvarez stream, where we went into the details of what we've seen him do. And we said, I think that the front 3 for me, it depends what Pep wants to do, whether he wants to play inverted wingers or natural wingers. If he wants to play natural wingers, then it's very simple. He plays Foden, Haaland, and Alvarez. That's it. Yeah. Left, right, central. If he wants to invert, then he can play Grealish and Mahrez and then Haaland, right? Or Delap in the middle. So natural wingers, It has to be those three inverted wingers. Has to be Grealish. The battle on the left side is between Foden and Jack Grealish. The battle on the right side is between Mahrez, Alvarez, and maybe Cole Palmer. Those are the three.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
I'm gonna let Certified. I'm gonna let you finish up, but I'll let you and Veta answer this question asked by West Ham fan Timothy. Says West Ham fan here. I haven't seen much of Ake past 2 seasons. Has he performed well? That's going to you, Certified and Veta.
The past 2 seasons, of course, Ake's played very well. I mean, he's when called up to perform, he's been excellent for us. He's battled through not getting the minutes to actually, I think, be super confident, but he's had it within himself to deliver. Like G Certified mentioned earlier, the man's had some amazing clearances when called upon for past seasons, and prior to that, he had to earn his way onto the pitch, and based off of the players that we had, it was tough to do. But I'm seeing a versatile player going over to Chelsea. I'm seeing a player that's betting on himself to have a strong career. So yeah, like we mentioned earlier in the stream, Chelsea has a very good player. My thing being the player that doesn't want to be hurt with its own weapons, right, or friendly fire. Like I said, I'd rather him be on loan, because the reason why he's on loan is not necessarily because we can bring him back, but players on loan can't be played against you when you face them. So that's the part where I'm coming from. But yeah, man, he's good.
So they only, but in the Champions League they can though. That's the only in the Champions League they can.
In the Champions League they can.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't want to be disrespectful to. Yeah, all right. Yeah, I hear you.
Certified, are you here? Certified. Certified is gone. I think Certified is gone. Kelly Timothy says, I'm watching from Uganda. Big up to you, man, Kelly. Big up to you, man. Respect all the way, my fellow African brother, all the way from Uganda. That's amazing, all the way from Uganda. So since Certified is not here, I might as well close this unless somebody has anything to say.
No, I think for me, Certified, if you're there, I know you're in England. Please watch that Brighton game. Let us report on what you see. If you can find the stream or the link. Let's see if Cucurella plays. I'm curious. Yeah.
We'll find it.
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Oh, we hear
Yeah,
you.
we can hear you now, Certified. Where were you? Did you drop your phone?
Yeah, no, my connection was good. My connection was going all funny, man. It was going all weird, my screen, but I've sorted it out, man. I've just put it on charge. It was because my thing was about to die, but I put it on charge.
Yeah, so the question was about, but anyway, it's been answered by Veta. So, do you want to say, Luca, how you doing? Luca, how you doing? Go to Luca's channel. He's an Arsenal fan. I'm pretty sure he's now giddy about Jesus, the second coming of Jesus. So, anyway, Ake going to Chelsea is decent. So, anything you want to say to Certified before we close this? You never know. We might have another stream later on tonight.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the unveiling for tomorrow. And yeah, I'll keep a lookout for the Brighton game as well for Cucurella, man. I'll keep a lookout for that. But yeah, tomorrow, see the unveiling at the Etihad, so that should be good, man. That should be good. Hopefully, if they can throw in a little surprise of Cucurella, listen, I wouldn't mind that. But nah, I'll be excited for what they've got planned, man. I'll be grateful. But yeah, I'll be happy for that, man.
So, Veta, where can the people in the audience find you, Veta?
You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on IG. You can find me on YouTube, and you can find me on Twitch. Vader Games TV. Do a quick search. I'll pop up. Vader Games is a tag for Twitter as well as IG. So support your boy. I'm not making moves like Patrick, True City fan. He's at that 1K mark. He's closing in on that.
What moves are you on about?
The growth on this channel, he actually deserves a lot more than 1K, but help him get to 1K first. Support the channel and make those moves happen. And I humbly ask that you follow my channel as well, so you get those notifications for when I go live.
before we go, does anyone have the answer for this? Guys in the comments, do you have an answer for this? Daniel's asking if it's going to be live. I'm pretty sure it is going to be live. There's no bloody way
Yeah,
they'll be showing Haaland, Phillips, Alvarez, and is there anyone else apart from that? Am I missing somebody? It's Phillips, Ortega. They'll be showing all those four, and it won't be on the City channel or the YouTube channel. I'm pretty sure it will. They'll make a meal out of it, and maybe by surprise we'll see somebody with Kelly hair showing up in the last minute by surprise. I doubt that's gonna happen, but maybe you never know.
Yeah, I mean, there's
You
one
never
thing,
know, man.
Patrick. That, people underestimate how good City Digital are. I mean, these guys are world class, man. I'm telling you, the content that they create is world class. Look at all the unveilings that we've had. Look at all the interviews and the videos, the way they bring the family in, the way they structure it, the old pictures that they bring in, the story they create. Look at the Fernandinho documentary. City Digital is on another level. I mean, they're just world class. I expect them to do magic on Sunday for us.
You know what I love this season? Sorry, Dunsmoke. What I love this season is how they were doing the player goals of the season, and how you would see the contribution from player. What I would love is if they actually do a GA moving forward. If they did like a GA moving forward for the players. But I love how it had the players themselves, a quote from Pep, and then the performances. I mean, I watched every one of them hitting a like button, so they got to keep that going.
Okay, don't smoke before we close up.
No, I was saying it seems as if we've recruited some FBI or CIA agents into the club. The way we do our analysis now and the research, trust me, man. Trust me. Man. I think big up, and I think what I'm happy is our club, right? We're being well run as a club, and it's more like as a business also. There's business intelligence into the things we do. So we're not just operating like some bums, like some other clubs, which we don't have to mention them, right? It's showing progression on and off the field, which as an entity shows it brings up something that's sustainable over a long period of time. Because most clubs, if you look at most clubs, their downfall is they couldn't match the performance both on and off the field. You find a team like, for example, Barca. They were performing well on the field, right? But off the field, they weren't doing so well. And eventually it catches up to you, because then you can't hold on to your big stars anymore, because you can't afford to pay them. So as long as we have this model of performing well on and off the field, we can maintain our success for a longer period of time.
Okay, guys. So guys in the comments and guys who are watching, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Eid Mubarak to all the Muslim brothers and sisters and all those who are celebrating out there. Enjoy your Saturday. You never know. You might get a third vid from us. You never know. You never know. It depends on how the Saturday is going. Yes, but I'm putting in too much work. I have to get those hours in. I have to get those hours in. Putting in too much work. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching the vid, and thank you for the subscribers liking the vids. We all appreciate on the panel. We are humbled, as Veda says. We're just humble brothers here. We appreciate all you give us. We appreciate all the people we have so far who follow us. Come on these comments. Before I make it a sob story, I'm just going to say, if you've got anything, any opinion on Ake, put it down in the comments. And if you want to see anything on Alvarez, we talked about it. As I say, J19. I'm going to get the kit for J19 very soon, so that I keep flexing and dunking on most of you guys. J19 is going to be the next kit that I'm getting. Kao is flexing on his new kit. I don't know. Before I go, Veta, what are you getting? I've never asked you. Veta, what are you getting? Because Veta, I'm watching you. You're on fraud watch. When are you getting your new Man City kit?
I'm getting my kit in time for the first official game of the season. But I do that because the team settled. I know where I want to place not necessarily my bet, but I know where how I'm going to be repping. So I need to see how things settle right now. If you know, those that are going to tune in and watch this channel as well as mine, I'm a very patient person. So I've got to wait and see.
I know. You take it too easy. I wouldn't be surprised if you take your time also to select whose name you're going to put behind.
Oh yes,
If not, you're going to put your own name, Villa Games, at the back. That wouldn't be bad. That would look great.
Hey, if I get to play, then I'll put my name on the back.
Yeah, no. It's all love. It's all love. So guys, thank you very much. Like the vid, share the vid. Subscribe to Pitch Points True City Fan channel. G Certified, you can find him on Twitter. Don't Smoke, you can find him on HH's channel, Half Hops channel. You can also find him on Twitter if you want to follow. If you want to follow him. So that's it from us, guys. Goodbye and see you next time. Peace.
Sure.